Keep shining, keep smiling, knowing you can always count on me. For sure, that's what friends are for. Hi. I'm not here to talk about music in Africa. That's not why I'm here. But kindly remember that song. It will make sense at the end of my presentation. My dear mother is here, and I'm here to make her proud. I am also here to make Mama Africa proud as a son of Africa. As a relationship and marriage counselor, whilst people focus on the economics, the growth, the GDP, the business of African countries, I like to focus on human interactions, human relationships, how we relate with each other. One time, an organization approached me to speak against femicide. Femicide is the killing and maiming of women by men in romantic relationships. My response to this organization was that we need to go beyond just speaking out and calling out what the lost men or the bad men in society are doing. We need to go beyond that and stop giving reactionary solutions and start to speak to the power, the potential, the greatness of the African man. Because Mama Africa cannot afford to lose her sons. Mama Africa cannot afford to have lost sons. Which is why I run a group called Wanaume Assembly. Wanaume is Swahili for men. In Wanaume Assembly, men find a place for men only, where they can vent, they can talk, they can learn, they can unlearn, they can challenge each other and inspire each other as men. I am here to speak about negative and positive masculinity. Negative and positive masculinity. Allow me to do an experiment. Let's say I invented a juice, a very tasty juice. Let's call it mambo juice. So I invented this mambo juice, and then I pour this mambo juice into two different bottles. Bottle A, which is red in color, and bottle B, which is yellow in color. So I pour this mambo juice into two different bottles. After pouring, do the bottles look different on the outside? Yes, they do. But do they have the same contents inside? Of course they do. It's the same thing with us human beings. As human beings, we have the same content inside, but our packaging is different. Male and female, but the same content inside. The same content is our human spirit. We have the same thoughts, the same aspirations, the same needs, the same desire for love, for respect, the same content inside. But on the outside, we are packaged differently. Negative and positive masculinity. According to the United Nations, as of May 2019, Africa has got 1.3 billion people. Half male, half female. Imagine if this 1.3 billion were to learn how to relate well with each other. Imagine the power, the force that Africa would unleash if 1.3 of our male and female were able to relate well with each other. Negative masculinity exhibits itself in two different forms. Form number one is negative masculinity against women. This is when men look at a woman by virtue of her physical packaging, how she looks on the outside, and look at her as an inferior person, inferior to the man. And so men just look at a woman as a sex object, and they put her down. Mama Africa has got millions of women, and we cannot afford to put down even if it is one of those women, even if it is one. So negative masculinity suppresses the woman. Negative masculinity elevates itself in the form of male chauvinism. when you look at Africa, Africa has a mindset that we call Ubuntu, a philosophy that we call Ubuntu, which says, I am because we are. I am because we are. You, male and female, I am because of you, male and female. The Ubuntu philosophy. And even when you look at a great leader that Africa sadly lost to assassination, the late Thomas Sankara, the former president of Burkina Faso, who also believed in the power of the African woman. In fact, in his speech about the emancipation of the African woman, he stated that the African woman cannot go out there, be colonized by the master, and then come home to be a slave to her husband. He was saying, no, that cannot happen. We need to emancipate the African woman. Let us not cheat ourselves. When we look in our executive boardrooms and then we see a few female executives and think that we are there yet, we are not yet there. There is still a lot of suppression of the African woman in the urban setting and in the rural setting. Because let me tell you something. The woman does not need empowerment. She is already born with power. What she needs is not for male privilege to suppress her. What she needs is not for male privilege to put her down. And it is time for fellow African men to speak to other men and tell them, you are not treating the African woman right. For honorable men of Africa, honorable sons of Africa, to call out whenever they see a fellow African man putting down the woman. In my book, Manhood Series, I detail for men the kind of things that women are going through, where a woman will actually have a piece of land, but it gets taken away because she's a woman. The woman is born, a girl is born, but then the father hopes that it was actually a son. And so the daughter is being denied the love just because she was born a different gender. From the woman, the girl being sexually abused and molested by her relatives and going to the workplace when she's older, and then she's told, you need to give your body to get a promotion. We cannot do that to the African woman. We cannot. The other form of negative masculinity is negative masculinity against self. This is when men fail to address the contents of their inside. When men fail to realize that they also have that human spirit that needs to be addressed, and then they just focus on their physical packaging. This is when men put themselves down by failing to address who they are and also put their fellow men down. We've seen other African men mocking a fellow African man because he's not circumcised, making fun of a fellow African man because he looks different. This is wrong. Negative masculinity also is what breeds wars, fights another person. You use your physical strength, your physical packaging to harm. Negative masculinity also exhibits because our culture has falsely taught men they're not supposed to show their emotions. They're not supposed to show what they're going through on the inside, because showing their emotions is weakness. And yet being vulnerable is actually strength. There's a lot of strength in being vulnerable. And so the African man needs to correct that misinformation that culture has taught us. Because who forms culture? We form culture. We as people. Who formed the culture that we're holding on to? Our forefathers, who perhaps were somewhere under our tree, saying things that are hurting our fellow men today. And just like the female genital mutilation, a culture that we upheld many, many years back, we've come to undo that and to say no more. We can also do away with things in our culture that are making the African man, isolated and hurt and self-destructing, bringing down other men and other women. Because negative masculinity is what has led men to run to addictions. Men are hiding addictions of pornography, addictions of violence, addictions of being hot-tempered and releasing it on other people because they are not addressing their inside. They've got no one to run to, no one to talk to. Men, we need to talk. We need to talk. Because once we learn to be vulnerable, we will be able to be better men. In fact, a According to the World Health Organization statistics, as of 2017, 3 out of 4 suicide cases were performed by a man in Kenya. 3 out of 4. Then now, why are we killing ourselves and killing other people? Why are we hurting ourselves and hurting other people? It is because we are failing to address the context on our inside. Positive masculinity. Positive masculinity. This is when a man realizes that he too has got the human content and he should also talk, he should love himself. Because once a man loves himself, he's able to love another person. Once a man is able to be in touch and responsible with his own emotions, then he'll be able to be responsible and sensitive to the emotions of another person. Positive masculinity looks at every man and every woman just like you. Because they're the same as you. They have the same human spirit as you. You don't look at people in form of their physical package. You love on them. Positive masculinity appreciates that just as you need love, just as you need respect, you should also give the same to another person. Positive masculinity is what makes sure that you as a man don't get a higher pay, but another woman who does the same job as you gets a lower pay. Positive masculinity respects, it loves. And when positive masculinity joins hands with positive femininity, what we have is greatness, a great continent called Africa. When positive masculinity exhibits and manifests itself, what we see are better fathers, not deadbeat fathers, better fathers who are there physically showing their presence. What we see are better husbands. What we see will be better homes, better families, peace in the streets, growth in the continent, love and hope in the society, positive masculinity. Because it is a new dawn for us to show that love. A new dawn for the sons of Africa to rise up. So I'd like to request you, kindly turn to the person next to you. Tell them, your physical packaging is not my enemy. I want to know you for who you are inside. Remember that song that I started with? Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me. That's what friends are for. We need to be friends. Men and women, we need to learn to relate well with each other. We need to learn to love. It is a new dawn for Africa to love and to lead with love. Thank you.